with very simple today. I'm going to start out with 110, and I want to start out with 2 ones. All right, and I'm going to stop for a minute, and the ones that have been on here for a while for me, they know what I'm looking for here now. Okay, so I want you all to think about it, and then when you're ready to share, so I can start labeling these like we have been doing, you raise your hand. And I can see almost everybody's picture today. So it means I can see your hand. If I can't see your hand or you have your camera off for some reason, then you can push the raise your hand or raise my hand button at the bottom. Okay? So, of course, I know that Callie's got her hand up. So let's have Callie tell us what we're going. All right, Callie, talk to me.
The answer is 12.
Okay, the answer is 12, but you know I'm not really looking for the answer right yet, right? Okay, yeah. So tell me how you got that.
If you take 10 and 2 ones, you will get 10. 12.
Okay, so you're saying this is a 10, so I'm going to label it as 110, 110s, and this is 2 ones, she said. If I add them together, okay, I get 12. Okay, now what we have been doing is using our basic math facts to come up with the total. And if I look at this, it says 1 plus 2 equals 12. Wow, that's weird. 1 plus 2 I thought was 3. Okay, well, we've left out a step here though. Okay, so there's a thing in math that when you get real good at math and you can think about it, it says you can't add apples and oranges. Okay, so we look at this and we can't add 10s and 1s together. We can't mix them together. Okay, so I've got to keep them kind of separated. This is really 10, and this 2 1s is just a 2. There's our basic math fact. Okay, I had to change them into numbers first, and 10 plus 2 is 12. Okay, all right. So when we use we're using ones, okay, it kind of complicates it a little bit. When we were just using 10s, it all worked really nice. Some math magic happened, and we got answers that were really nice. But now one showed up, and it's a little bit harder. Okay, so our thinking is going to start changing some. All right, so 10 plus 2 1s, 110 and 2 1s is in fact 12. So now I'm going to slide this over here. Okay, our new start number is not a tens number anymore. A tens number is any number that ends with a 0. Okay, all these numbers end in a 0. These are tens numbers. Okay, 12 is not a tens number because it doesn't end in a 0. It ends in a 2. It's got a 10 inside of it, but it's not a tens number. All right, so I have 12, and I'm going to add a bundle of 10 to it. All right, I got Jace. What do you think?
It's 22.
Okay, the answer is 22. Tell us how you got 22.
Because I've seen there's 2 10s and 2 1s.
All right, so you're taking and going like this, right?
Yeah.
You put these together? All right, so before we can do that, though, let's label all this, okay? So how would we label this right here? Do you know?
We'll label that as a 12.
Okay, the number is 12, okay? But when I put words to it, it's 1 10s and 2 1s.
2 1s.
Yep, okay? And then this is 1 tens,
Mhm.
and I'm adding all this to this, and I get, I'm going to put the 22. Well, but first, we get to where we're going to do this. Okay? We're going to do what you did in your mind. In your mind, you put these two tens together, right? Okay?
Yeah.
So that's what I want you to do. I want you to take those two tens and put them together. 1 10 and another 10 makes 2 tens. Okay? And then I've got 2 ones that I haven't done anything with, right?
Yep.
And there's no ones over here this time. So they're just going to come over here, and we're going to put 2 ones. We're going to add them together. Okay?
And that makes 22.
All right. Now, this is the point to where before, when we didn't have ones, we always had tens. I could just add 2 plus 2 and get 4. But look, tens and ones, I don't add them together right now. Okay? They're 2 different units. I can't mix those 2 units together. Okay? So 2 tens is 20, and 2 ones is 2, and now I get 2 tens and 2 ones, which is the same thing as 22. Okay? Now, before, we had been rewriting this to where the word tens turned into a 0. Why didn't this word 10 turn into 0?
Because it has a 2 in it.
Oh, yes. Look, I can't very well do it, but there's a hidden 0 under this 2. Okay? He's there. Okay? Because watch. If I take this 22 and I tear it apart into tens and ones, I've got a 20 and I've got a 2. He showed back up, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's there. I just can't see him because the 2 is covering him up. Okay? All right, we got to remember that. All right, now, this compared to the last.
Something else to tell you.
What?
So, can you pause this for a second because I need to tell my mom and my little brother to please shh, because when I'm not, well, when my mic's off, it's saying, "Are you talking?"
That's okay.
They can hear my mommy and daddy. My mommy and little brother.
That's okay, Jace. My mic does that sometimes too. Here, it asks if I'm talking. Okay, that's okay. Just mute,
Okay.
and if it comes up like that, it's okay. All right.
Okay.
So this is a little bit more complicated than what we had done the last 2 days because we were only working with tens. Okay, when we start working with ones, okay, we have to do an extra step. So it looks a little bit more complicated. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. Okay, and I don't expect you all right now to be able to do this. You're all watching me. Okay, do it right now. So I'm going to push this together. Okay, this turned into 22. I've got 20 and 2, so this is 22. And there it is. All right. And I'm going to add another 10. So I'm making small jumps right now. And then we'll see after this time. We might make bigger jumps after this. All right, so I'm going to be quiet for just a second. I want you all to think about it. What we started with, what I've added to it, and think about where we're going to be at. If you're ready to share, you either got your hand up or you've pushed the raise the hand button. I only see 2 hands up. Let's see if can't we get some more up? Hurley's got his hand up. All right, Hurley. Unmute and talk to me, buddy. You got to unmute. Put your cursor down at the bottom of it. There you go.
It's 32.
Oh, hey. So how'd you get 32?
I put the tens together.
Okay, so let's label this first. Okay, so we've got how many to start with?
20.
Well, how many tens?
20.
How many tens? 2 tens. Yep, I've got 2 tens, and I got 2 ones, and then I'm adding 1 tens. Okay. So eventually over here, I'm going to come up, I'm going to say that 2 and 1 is 3 tens. And I don't have any more ones to add, so I just have the 2 ones. All right. So if I go back, you're saying that you want to put the tens together first, right? Yeah. So I'm just going to draw lines to say that they're going to go together right there. Boom. They hit each other right there. And 2 tens plus 1 10 is how many tens, Harley?
30. 3.
There you go. I know you're thinking here. 3 tens, and let's go ahead and say that's 30. Okay. All right. 2 ones. There are no more ones, right? So right now, so I'm just going to bring these over here and put 2 ones. Add these together. 2 ones is the same thing as just 2. And 30 plus 2 is 32. 32. And that's what this is, right? Exactly. All right. Anybody got any questions about the way Hurley and I did that? Everybody follow that? I'm drawing some lines in here. I think you all can figure this line out, but when I draw this line across, it kind of looks like a mess here if you're not paying attention. Okay? If you are paying attention, you know exactly what I'm doing. But if you're not paying attention, when you look back and I've done this, you're like, oh, what in the world went on there? Okay? If you've got a question about that, you need to be asking me, okay? Jace.
I do not know what you all did for the last couple days because I haven't been
understand.
to do this.
I understand.
But made me do it.
That's okay. Okay. We were just adding tens together. We wasn't adding any ones, okay? So today, I had done the ones like last Friday one day, and then Monday and Tuesday was just review of tens because I had new people on, okay? So today's the first day with all the new people that I'm using ones, okay? All right. So no other questions. We're going to go farther now. So I slide this together, okay? And right now, I'm letting you all see this, okay? Come tomorrow morning, when I'm on at 8:15, okay, I will probably start covering some of this up. Okay, you all got to train yourself to be able to hold these numbers and what they look like and how much they are in your head, okay? So here's my start number. All right, and you all are doing great, so I'm going to make a bigger jump. Okay, I'm going to jump this big. I'm going to let you think for a minute. When you think you could share with me, you got your hand up. All right, Addie, you got your hand up. Unmute and talk to me.
52.
52. So tell me your journey, how you got to 52.
I added the tens together.
Okay, so over here it's how many tens?
5.
Well, over here though.
3.
There's 3 tens here. And there's 2 tens here. And you said you put them together and you got 5 tens, right? And then this is 2 ones. And there are no ones over here. So we're just going to bring them over here and say this is 2 ones. Okay, and this is my 2. I'm adding them together. 5 tens is 50. 2 ones is 2. And we come up with what she just said, 52. Great job. Anybody got any questions about that? All right, seems like we're following along pretty good. All right, so I'm going to put these over here. Now I'm going to switch up on you a little bit. Okay, everybody's got, you're thinking, oh, this sounds pretty easy. This is okay. And now I'm going to make you think a little bit. Okay? All right. I'm going to add that. Hands up if you could share with me. All right, I think that's Audrey. I can't see her face, but I can see your hood. I still can't see your face. It's kind of dark, but that's okay. You can unmute and talk to me, though. What are you thinking here? And you don't have to tell me the answer right now. You could just tell me. You could start walking through how to do it if you wanted to.
It's 54.
So she thinks it's 54. All right. So Audrey, how'd you get 54?
Well, there's 5 tens, and then there's 4 ones.
Okay. So you're just looking at the whole thing as one picture, right? And you're saying 5 tens, and this is 4 ones. How does that make 4 ones, though? How many's on this side?
There's 2 and 2.
Yeah. 2 ones and 2 ones. Okay. And we're going to, this time, put the ones together because there's no more tens. So I'm going to go like this and say this is 4 ones. Okay. There's only one set of tens, and it's 5 tens. And when I put this together, I'm kind of running off the screen, so I'm going to redo it up a little higher. I got 4 ones. This is 5 tens. I'm adding them together. This is 5 tens is 50. And 4 ones is just 4. So it's 54. And that's exactly what she told me. 54. Okay? Now, eventually, we're going to be doing this without materials. Okay? So I'm going to show you what it would look like without materials. Okay? You've got 52 plus 2. So I would tear this apart and say this is 50, this is 2. So I would say it's 2 plus 2 equals 4, and 50 plus 4 equals 54. So this is the work that I would show then, okay, to show my thinking, where I'm adding these 2 ones together, okay? All right. That's eventually where we're going with this, but we're not there yet. Second grade is all about materials, okay? So we're going to use the materials until we don't need to anymore. All right, so I've turned this over here. I've got this number now. I'm going to separate them just a little bit so you can see it on the camera, so you can make sure you know what the number is, okay? And I'm going to add this one. All right, if you can tell, I'm jumping around. I'm adding different units now. I'm jumping units on you, okay? So I went back to a 10. I'm trying to jump around, trying to get you to hold numbers in your head so you can do 10s and 1s back and forth, okay? So when you think you could share, raise your hand. I had a few hands up the last time, but I only called on one person. If you think you can answer this one, put your hand up. I know Easton had his hand up earlier. I don't know if he could do this one or not. All right, we're going to go back to Callie. Unmute, Callie.
The answer is 64.
She thinks it's 64. Now walk me through what you did.
So, if you take 54 and then add a 10, it would equal 64.
All right. So you're saying this is 54, and you said 54 plus 10 equals your 64, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now, some people can do that. Some people can just jump by tens. Okay. And actually, in another step or two, we will be doing that. Okay. So it sounds like Callie might be ready to do something like that in her mind. Some of us aren't, though. Okay. So I'm going to go back and explain it the tens way. So on Callie's 54, there's 5 tens and there's 4 ones. And I added 1 tens. All right. So when I put the tens together, I get 6 tens. There are no more ones, so I'm just going to bring these over here. Add these together. 6 tens is 60. And 4 ones is just 4. And the one thing I talked about yesterday that I love about math, these numbers will tell me the answer. 64. It's 64. Okay? Come up with exactly the same thing as Callie did. All right? But Callie didn't, I don't think she did it this way. She just jumped from 54 and she jumped 10 to 64. That's called the jump strategy. And we're going to be talking about that. But some people love doing that strategy and some people don't. And some people don't understand that strategy. And when I show it to you in a few days, if you don't understand it or you don't like it, you don't have to use it. But some people prefer that one, okay? So I'm going to let you all choose whichever way you want to do it. So I put this over here, and I've got a great big number there now, don't I? Okay? And I'm going to switch it up again, and I'm going to add this to it. I keep switching units on you. Okay? All right, Jackson. I got Jackson's hand up. Jackson, talk to me, buddy.
77.
You think it's 77?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this was 64, and 64 has 6 tens. Did I add any tens?
No.
Uh-oh.
67.
There we go, 67. Okay? So that's one of the reasons why I keep changing tens and ones on you. I'm wanting to see who can keep it straight in their mind and who can't. And if you can't right now, it's okay. It's all new. We're practicing. Okay? If we can, though, then we're doing great. Okay? So, Jackson, we said we had 6 tens. And how many ones are right here?
I'm gonna go meet my friends. My friends. I'm gonna.
All right, Jackson. How many ones are there?
4.
4 ones. I'm going to make that better. That looks like a 9. Okay? And I'm adding how many ones?
3.
3. Okay? So, I don't have any more 10s over here, so this is going to stay 6 10s for right now. I've got 4 1s and 3 1s. Well, 4 plus 3, that's a basic math fact we should know. 4 plus 3 is what, Jackson?
Why do I always forget things?
That's okay. 4 plus 3 is, I think you came up a minute ago, it was 7. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.
7 1s. Okay? And I don't have any 10s over here, so these 10s are just going to come down here, and it's 6 10s. When I add these together, 6 10s is 60, plus 7 1s, that's just a 7. And again, it's going to tell me the answer, 67. 67. Okay? Now, at first, Jackson said 77. Okay? He was used to the problem before we added 10s. So in his mind, he had switched over to just 1s. Okay? And that's okay. We're all in that boat at some time. Okay? All right. Any questions about this so far? No? All right. We've got 2 more problems that I wanted to do today. Okay?
Well, Mr. B,
Yep.
my computer's about to die, and my computer charges at my dad's. My stepmom might be bringing it, but it's about to die.
Okay. We're almost done. So if it dies, it's okay. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know, though.
Okay.
All right. So we're at 67. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that because you may have forgot. That's a pretty big number. Okay? We're at 67. And I'm going to do this. And I'm just waiting on you all to raise a hand and I can call on somebody to explain. All right. It said that Hurley had his hand up. Hurley, unmute and talk to me.
The number's 87.
All right, 87. So how'd you get that?
I took these 10, the 6 10s, and I
Put them together with the other 2 10s?
yeah.
Yeah.
I put them with the 2 10s.
All right, so I'm just going to do this. Okay? 6 10s and 2 10s is how many 10s, Harley?
8.
8 10s. Okay? I don't have any more 1s, so I'm just going to bring the 1s down here. And how many are there?
7.
7 1s. All right? So I can't just add 10s and 1s like this. I've got to put them into number form. So 8 10s is 80. And 7 1s is 7. Okay? And I come up with 87. Now, did you tell me 88 or did you tell me 87?
87.
Okay, I wrote it down wrong, didn't I? All right. That was my fault. After I got through this and looked over there, I thought, I wrote that down wrong. All right, so 87, exactly how you do it. Okay? Any questions about what we've done? Okay? Now, if you notice, I either added 10s or I just added 1s today. I didn't add a number that had 10s and 1s. Okay? I want us to get real comfortable to where we're just doing 10s or we're just doing 1s. Then later on, I'll put them both together. Okay? So right now, this might seem a little simple, but we're quickly going to get harder. Okay? So if you have any questions, you need to be asking it. Okay? Jace.
So did you know that tens are actually just 10 ones?
Yeah. We talked about that when we first started this, but I know you wasn't on here with us, okay, a few days ago. But yeah, we talked about it. When I first started, we only had tens, a whole pile of tens. And then we started going and we've built up to what we've got now. And actually, we haven't got to this guy today, hey, yet. If we had a little bit more minutes, we would. But this is 10 tens, which is 100 singles or 100 ones, or 10 tens is just 100. And I call this a super bundle. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you really know that actually, so we really just have 87 ones right here?
We do, exactly. You're right on board with us. Good job. All right. So we're going to stop right here today. And we can, you all, I'll let you all unmute for a few minutes and talk to one another. I'm going to turn you down a little bit so you're not too loud for me. All right, you all can unmute and talk for a few minutes, okay? Don't everybody talk at one time.